How you doing? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Today, we're going to do a video on my SR1s. The original SR1 with CPM S35VN stainless steel, and the new SR1 with the 8CR 13 MOV steel. Both made in Taiwan, and both of them look exactly the same as far as like the thickness of the scales and the way that the parts are put together. I think that the parts actually even look interchangeable, to tell you the truth. Let you take a look at them. Absolutely love this one. Carried it today, absolutely loved it. It's an awesome blade. Highly recommend it. But anyway, let's get busy on it. The pivot screws on these are, I'm going to use a T15, but it feels like it goes like a T16 or T17. I'm not exactly sure what it's actually supposed to be, but we're going to use a T15. And we're going to take them apart. Try not to make this video too long. I'll try to keep it rolling, keep it going. But I just want to compare these two to each other and see how much different they are on the inside, if they are different at all. Who knows, the parts might even be interchangeable. Who knows? We're just going to take off this one slab on each one of these. The pivot screw, torque screw I used for it, driver I used for it was a T15. It actually feels like it should be bigger, to tell you the truth. Like it should be like a 16. I don't even know if they make a T16 or T17. All my torque screws go from 15 to 20. I don't have any in between, so I can't tell you exactly if it's supposed to be something in between or not. The biggest one I had that would fit into it was a 15. This one has never been taken apart, so it might be a little bit hard for me to get it apart the initial time. Both of these are never been taken apart. They're both fresh. You just got to sort of work it apart. I see people prying things apart and stuff. Don't do that. Just sort of take your time and just work it apart. There we go. Now it's starting to come apart. But that was stubborn. That was a stubborn one. Oh, so this one doesn't have a bronze phosphorus washer. Just have a nylon washer, or a what do you call it? Teflon washer. You can see how it looks on the inside. And this is the piece. This is the liner that encases the pivot and all the lock bar parts, all the lock bar pins for the triad lock. So that's what you hear me say, that it has a partial liner that encases the pivot and the triad lock bar. That's what I'm talking about. And the rest of the handle is G10. This piece fits inside the handle like so. And your Teflon washer goes in between your blade and the metal piece. So this is probably acting like the bronze phosphor washer then. That's probably the reason why they don't use that in there. Let's take it all the way apart just to make sure. Yeah, this side just has a bronze phosphor, not bronze, a Teflon washer also. And that's what that side looks like without the blade on it. So you can see what it looks like. This is a very strong and lightweight way to make this knife. And as you can see, I'm going to put a little dab of grease right there. And on the washer. And on the blade. Put that back together like that. A little dab of grease on the washer. Part where the washer rubs. I'm not going to put that back together yet, because we're going to take apart this other one to see if it looks just alike on the inside. I'm not going to swap the parts or anything. That's not my goal. I just want to see what it looks like on the inside. I'm just curious. I'm just one of those people who like to know how things work. And before I start saying that these two knives are exactly the same, I want to make sure they're exactly the same. I just want to give you a bunch of information from the side of my head without me actually finding out firsthand what's going on. Absolutely love the SR1 Tontos folding knives. They absolutely rock. I have an SR1 fixed blade, a Sami fixed blade. That was a really nice knife too. How y'all doing out there? Y'all doing good? Today's January 13th. That one came apart much easier. Oh, it's made the exact same way. And that's what I basically just wanted to find out. It's made the exact same way. These are the two parts. They look exactly the same to me. They look interchangeable. I'm going to keep them apart though, but they look interchangeable. And that's the way the scale's made on the inside. And this piece fits just like the other one. Just like that. The scales are made exactly the same, just like the G10 scales. They're not hollowed out or anything else like that. They have molding markings or whatever you call them. And they have the Teflon washers just like the other one. They have the exact same springs. They're made exactly alike. I would say these parts are interchangeable. That would be my guess. The backspacer is the exact same backspacer too. It's definitely a G10 backspacer because you can see the way the G10 was formed. It's not a Grivex backspacer, it's a G10 backspacer. They're both made exactly the same. Exactly the same, peoples. Alright, let's do this one up like we did the other one. Yep, these are exactly the same. Put this piece on like this. Awesome. I love these blades. And like I said, I've used a T15 and T6. That's what I'm using on this. You only go finger tight. Don't go any tighter than finger tight. Alright, let's put this one back together too. Alright, here we go. We're almost done, people. Almost done. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can for you. I love the SR1 Tontos. SR1 Tontos are some badass blades. That's all I got to say. Remember, just go finger tight. Don't torque them down. They already have some Loctite on them, so I need to put more Loctite on them. They already have Loctite on them from Cold Steel. And they should screw in easy. If the screws don't screw in easily, back off and retry until you do get them until they screw in easily. You want to strip up the holes. But yes, these are exactly the same. They're made exactly the same way. Just with different materials. That's the only thing that makes them different. And the materials the materials that are different is the blade steel and the scale material. That's it. This one needs to be centered. This way you center them right here. You look at it, and then you tighten it up until go center. Right there. And then once it's center, you stop. You don't torque it down. This one's too tight. Okay. So we're going to loosen this one up. We'll put it over here where it's not centered, then we'll center it. Right there. Perfect. Absolutely love this knife though. The new SR1 Lite. I think it's an awesome deal. I think it's the best bang for your buck of all the cold steels. For a heavy duty folder, I don't think there's a better I don't think there's another heavy duty folder in the world. I like to put a little bit of oil on here too. I don't think there's another heavy duty folder in the world that's better than this one for the price that you pay for this one. This is the best bang for your buck, period. There's nothing better than these for the amount of money that you pay for them. And I always like to put a little bit of M-Tech oil on the blade too, just for corrosion protection. I know this is a stainless steel HCR, but I always like to put something on the blade too, just to protect it. I don't care if it is stainless steel. I still like to know that there's something on it that's protecting it a little bit. Steel loves oil. Don't be afraid to put some oil on your steel. Your steel loves oil. Your steel will love you for that. Actually, I used a lot of oil on that one. I could use some of it on this one. Steel loves oil. If you want to keep it looking beautiful forever, don't always put some oil on your steel. Oil or grease or... They need to keep it oiled. Yes, it's stainless steel, but that means it's less likely to stain, but it'll still stain. Given the right conditions, this will still stain. I've been carrying this one. I absolutely love this one. It's one of my new favorites now. Absolutely love it. And I thought I wouldn't want it because of the steel. But I love the knife so much I don't even care about the steel. The knife is awesome. Absolutely awesome, people. Well, there they are. That's the inside of these. Let's see if they weigh any different. Weigh these real quick. 6.8 ounces for the light. Let's see what the original weighs. 7.2 ounces. So they're about the same weight. They're not too far off in weight from each other. That just means that the G10 weighs a little bit more than the Grivex. That's all that's telling me. But there they are. Absolutely love these. Highly recommend both of these. Highly recommend both of these. These are my two favorite heavy duty folders. I know a lot of people like the 4 Maxes. I like the SR1 Tanos. That's my favorite heavy duty one. Why? It's lighter. It's about 3 ounces lighter than a 4 Max. And I think this blade is probably tougher than the 4 Max blade. Sure, the handle on the 4 Max might be stronger, but this blade right here I think is probably tougher than a 4 Max blade. Why? Because it's a Tonto. And it's a heavy duty saber ground, almost 5mm thick Tonto. And it's got reinforcements around the pivot and the triad lock. It's got everything it needs to make it super strong. But these are like exactly alike. The only thing different is the materials. They come out of the same mold. That'd be my bet. Now this one I still need to tighten down a little bit more. They come out the same mold. Make sure I got to adjust it right. Right about there. There we go. Make sure I got this one right too. Now I noticed that. A little bit too tight. There we go. That's the way I like it. These are some beautiful blades, people. Highly recommend them. Well, let's stop it off there. The SR1s. There they are. The original and the light. I like them both. But I gotta admit, I think the light is sexier. And it's just the black and the shiny metal. I don't know. It just looks good. This is a really good looking knife, and this one's only 59 bucks. 59 bucks. This one could cost you all as far as like over $200, depending on where you get it. I've seen them as low as like maybe 150 around there, and they get up around $200. Depends. I noticed that they charge more for the than the Tonto than they do the clip blade for some reason. I don't know why. They're the same knife. But maybe the Tonto's more popular. Maybe that's what it is. So they can get away with charging more for it. Absolutely love these blades. The SR1s. SR1s. This one's in my drawer now. This one used to be in my drawer. I used to carry this one. But this one's going in my drawer now. And that's the one that's going to be in my drawer. I already ordered another one of these. That's how much I liked it. I got one to collect and one to carry. You know how I do it. But this one, I absolutely love. And now I know what it looks like on the inside. It's exactly the same thing as the G10 SR1 with the S35VN. The only differences between these two are the blade steels and the handle scale material. But other than that, they're exactly the same. The parts look interchangeable to me. But anyway, I'm gonna stop it right there for today. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. Hope everybody's doing okay. Peace out. Stiletto.